This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Chapter 1. The Untruth of Fragility. What doesn't kill you makes you weaker. A quotation from Meng Tzu, 4th century BCE. When heaven is about to confer a great responsibility on any man, it will exercise his mind with suffering, subject his sinews and bones to hard work, expose his body to hunger, put him to poverty, place obstacles in the paths of his deeds so as to stimulate his mind, harden his nature, and improve wherever he is incompetent. In August 2009, Max Height, age 3, had his first day of preschool in Charlottesville, Virginia. But before he was allowed to take the first step on his 18-year journey to a college degree, his parents, Jane and I, had to attend a mandatory orientation session where the rules and procedures were explained by Max's teacher. The most important rule, judging by the time spent discussing it, was no nuts. Because of the risk to children with peanut allergies, there was an absolute prohibition on bringing anything containing nuts into the building. Of course, peanuts are legumes, not nuts, but some kids have allergies to tree nuts too, so, along with peanuts and peanut butter, all nuts and nut products were banned. And to be extra safe, the school also banned anything produced in a factory that processes nuts, so many kinds of dried fruits and other snacks were prohibited too. As the list of prohibited substances grew, and as the clock ticked on, I asked the assembled group of parents what I thought was a helpful question. Does anyone here have a child with any kind of nut allergy? If we know about the kid's actual allergies, I'm sure we'll all do everything we can to avoid risk. But if there's no kid in the class with such an allergy, then maybe we can lighten up a bit, and instead of banning all those things, just ban peanuts. The teacher was visibly annoyed by my question, and she moved rapidly to stop any parent from responding. Don't put anyone on the spot, she said. Don't make any parent feel uncomfortable. Regardless of whether anyone in the class is affected, these are the school's rules. You can't blame the school for being so cautious. Peanut allergies were rare among American children up until the mid-1990s, when one study found that only 4 out of 1,000 children under the age of 8 had such an allergy, meaning probably nobody in Max's entire preschool of about 100 kids. But by 2008, according to the same survey using the same measures, the rate had more than tripled to 14 out of 1,000, meaning probably 1 or 2 kids in Max's school. Nobody knew why American children were suddenly becoming more allergic to peanuts, but the logical and compassionate response was obvious. Kids are vulnerable. Protect them from peanuts, peanut products, and anything that has been in contact with nuts of any kind. Why not? What's the harm, other than some inconvenience to parents preparing lunches? But it turns out that the harm was severe. It was later discovered that peanut allergies were surging precisely because parents and teachers had started protecting children from exposure to peanuts back in the 1990s. In February 2015, an authoritative study was published. The LEAP study, Learning Early About Peanut Allergy, was based on the hypothesis that, quote, regular eating of peanut-containing products, when started during infancy, will elicit a protective immune response instead of an allergic immune reaction, end quote. The researchers recruited the parents of 640 infants, 4 to 11 months old, who were at high risk of developing a peanut allergy because they had severe eczema or had tested positive for another allergy. The researchers told half the parents to follow the standard advice for high-risk kids, which was to avoid all exposure to peanuts and peanut products. The other half were given a supply of a snack made from peanut butter and puffed corn, and were told to give some to their child at least 3 times a week. The researchers followed all the families carefully, and when the children turned 5 years old, they were tested for an allergic reaction to peanuts. The results were stunning. Among the children who had been protected from peanuts, 17% had developed a peanut allergy. In the group that had been deliberately exposed to peanut products, only 3% had developed an allergy. As one of the researchers said in an interview, for decades, allergists have been recommending that young infants avoid consuming allergenic foods such as peanut to prevent food allergies. Our findings suggest that this advice was incorrect and may have contributed to the rise in the peanut and other food allergies.